Brace yourself,
Hi.
honey. Hey, everybody. I'm Haley Gray. I'm the founder of the Women's Entrepreneur Network. I've got two of my friends here. This is Velma Gallant and my friend Victoria Bentley. We're going to be talking about having fun tonight. And there was a scene in Mrs. Doubtfire where Robin Williams was dressed up as an old maid and he was nannying his children. His wife had hired him to nanny his children, only he thought that she was Mrs. Doubtfire. And so there's like all these like hysterical scenes. And one of them is, there was this like funny conversation and she was like complaining about him to him, but she doesn't know it's him. And there was this like whole conversation of like their marital relationship. And she goes, yeah, my husband used to tell me to brace myself, honey. So my husband and I have had this joke going on since the mid 90s because we've been married for 30 years and we tease each other just a tiny bit.
Brace
so
yourself.
Whenever we're giving each other a hard time, it'd be like, brace yourself, honey. You're going to enjoy this.
I don't know. I think I'd pick the drive-by fruiting.
Yeah. Could be fun. So tonight we're talking about fun and having fun. And this is like a long time coming for me because I see this like glorification of working a million hours, not having fun, whether it's in corporate or whether it's in the online world. You need to hustle harder. You need to hustle faster, give up your vacations, do a little bit more, yada, 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 yada. And I think that there's also this misconception that Haley as a person is like online 24/7. Hint, y'all, I'm not. But it looks like I am because I've got the power of the magic of schedulers and a team and all of these other things. But, there's that keep up with the Joneses. Well, if Haley is doing it, then I'm going to do it. And this glorification of this, like, getting 4 hours of sleep a night and, I'm going to make $1 million and I'm going to do all these things. And I've been kind of having a little bit of like introspection this year, I do confess, and figuring out how many hours am I working? Where am I spending my time? Why am I spending my time here? And am I having fun doing this? And where is the fun in this live? I can't believe I actually get to catch this live. So we're going to talk about fun because I think a lot of times we forget to have fun along the way.
It's really easy to do because it's very easy to get caught up in. If you think about it, even with society, it's like, how you doing? Oh, really busy, like it's a badge to wear.
Yeah, as if it's a badge of honor.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I've had to
busy.
I've had to learn to not answer people when they ask me how things are going. Oh, I'm crazy busy. I know when Victoria and I first met, she would ask me how I was doing. I'm like, oh, I'm crazy busy. I'm having, and I'm kind of like, wait a minute. I need to not answer things that way because it's not really true. And if it is true, if I am crazy busy, then I need to do something about it because I'm going to drive myself right off the edge of a cliff here shortly.
And take everybody with you.
Absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
Me, the dogs, the kids,
I have
the
a
fish,
friend
the turtle,
who got married and then retired and never had children and had a cook. And I would say, how you doing? Oh, things are so crazy here. It's so busy. I'm thinking, really? What are you doing that's so busy? Oh, well, No, I don't. What are you making dinner? Nope. Cleaning the house? Raising kids? No. So what's so crazy? What's so busy? Well, I think people just find that, like you said, a badge of honor that you're supposed to be crazy busy. Well, I think if you're crazy busy, you're crazy. You need to do something different.
Yeah.
Anyway, who's this? I'm not available for the busy hustle lifestyle. Only ease and flow over here. Yeah, I think there's a balance. I think you got to go to work and it can be nuts and it can be busy, but I think you've got to learn to turn it off.
Well, and I think that, and there is definitely an element of I'm willing to do the hard shit. I'm willing to do the sales calls. I'm willing to reach out to people, even if it makes me uncomfortable. I'm willing to go to dinner with people. I'm willing to do things that make me extremely uncomfortable. And it's not 24/7.
So I have lunch with the same group of women every month. And we had lunch today, and one of the women brought her daughter, who is a mother to a 13-month-old and a 2.5-year-old. And the daughter is an attorney, and the daughter lives in a very, very nice part of the world and is a professional, as is her husband. And she has a job, and the nanny quit. And she said, Angel Whisper. And I, what? Angel Whisper. What? I didn't realize she was talking to the waitress behind me. That's some kind of rosé. And she said, that's how I get through my day. And I thought, whoa. That's crazy busy. This kid is walking around the table and spewing, crackers, rolls, chicken fingers, French fries, and screaming all at the same time. And the mother's saying, I need another. And I thought, okay, that's crazy busy. And then, you add a job to it. And she was saying, yeah, it's a lot. And I think anybody who tells me they're crazy busy, I'm going to give them this chick's phone number because that's crazy busy. And I don't know how you do it without the rosé.
I've done batshit crazy busy. I mean,
You've got 4
did
kids
my MBA Duke with 4 kids, and I was leading
a dying
multiple
Girl
Scout troops, and I had a dying parent who needed 24/7 care, and I was working full time, and I was getting my MBA from Duke.
Been there.
I think that qualifies as crazy busy. However, I'm also going to say in some ways my life was more balanced during those 2 years than it's ever been.
Why is that?
Because I had an au pair, because my dad had geriatric care managers. We had this whole infrastructure. I had somebody who was cooking. I had somebody who was washing, ironing, folding, putting away the laundry. I had somebody doing the yard. I worked from this time to this time. I ate at these times. My personal trainer showed up and banged on my front door at 6:30 twice a week.
And you knew what was expected of you.
And I knew exactly what I had to do and when I had to do it. And yes, my life was incredibly rigid. And I got to spend 2 years with my dad. And no, it's not necessarily bad.
Structure can be a really good thing because you know what your job. I mean, think about what it was like to be Mrs. Ward Cleaver. You get the kids off for school, you get dinner on the table, and you make sure that pleated dress has ironed pleats, right? And that you go to the junior league every couple weeks. It was, you didn't have to figure out what you were going to do with your life. It was all.
No, I knew which days I was going to get to sleep in. I knew when I was going to get to take a nap. Y'all, you haven't lived until you've scheduled nap time and spa time and, time in the gym into your schedule intentionally. And here's when the family dinner time is. Sounds awful to some people.
I know for myself, the times where I felt crazy busy were more often when I didn't have the kind of structure that allowed me to get more done. And I'd have to sit there and think about what's next. Or there were too many things and I didn't have a good structure on how to do it. So I'd end up going and doing something that I shouldn't be doing and then whining. It's fully transparent, whining. I don't have enough time to get all this stuff done because I'm sitting on my damn phone.
Right. Yeah, no, totally. And I mean, I will say that my favorite form of procrastination from accounting and doing accounting homework, because we have the mother of all accounting classes, getting the MBA, was to go and clean my toilets. I had the cleanest bathrooms I have ever had in my 30 years of marriage.
And this program's about fun, and we're talking about cleaning toilets.
Right. But it's,
liar, pants on fire. Come on.
But I will also say at the same time, we did family vacations. While I was in the program, we scheduled them because I knew exactly when I was going to have downtime. We had dinner with my dad twice a week. I will say, you know, it sounds like it was crazy. And at the same time, it was the most structured, and I had the most downtime I think I've had in years, because I knew, well, if it's 5:30, I'm supposed to be here. If it's 5:30 on a
Are you telling me
Tuesday,
that structure is fun?
it can be.
Well,
It can be awfully
I think there's
liberating.
something to that. I really do. Because knowing where you're supposed to be and what you're supposed to do takes a lot of stress off of you.
Well, I eliminated decision fatigue. I knew exactly what I was going to wear any given day of the week, because I had, you know, like, here's the tops, here's the bottoms, here's this, here's that. I, you know, didn't have to choose meals. I didn't have to choose this stuff. So the time I was having fun, I was having fun. You know, and the times I wasn't,
fun.
I scheduled fun.
Right.
I'm a big believer in scheduling fun into my schedule. And we actually went to Jamaica in the middle of the program, and people thought I was nuts. And I sat there, you know, at the beaches Boscobel Resort at the time, and you know, at one of the tables, and did homework, and it was fine. And I had, you know, had a blast. And you know, it was that scheduling the fun, making a point of having intentional fun, rather than piddling my time and my money and not having that intentional, methodical, you know, and making a point of finding pleasure and finding fun where I could.
I like that. I like the term that you used of intentional fun rather than scheduling fun, because then that kind of sounds, especially if somebody's like a real free spirit kind of person, like scheduling, ew. But if it's intentional fun, that can appeal to both sides of that spectrum.
Okay.
Yeah, intentional,
so what's your favorite
mindful
kind
fun.
of fun? What's your favorite kind of fun? What do you do for fun?
Me or Velma?
You start, Velma second.
Let's see. I like travel, which has been a little bit crazy the last couple of years. So I haven't had as much of that fun. However, right now, a lot of my fun involves taking puppies to the dog park, or cooking, or honestly, sometimes it's going out and driving and playing my music loud and going through the drive-thru at the Starbucks. That brings me pleasure.
Okay, but what is fun about cooking? Somebody tell me. I find it just, it's, you know, a gun to my head.
Right. And that's the thing, right? Not everybody perceives fun or things or activities to be fun in the same way. And you have to figure out what your fun is.
Flying fast airplanes.
There you go, right? And some people think that fun is jumping out of a perfectly good airplane.
That's not fun.
I don't think that's fun. But I have friends who think that jumping out of perfectly good airplanes is fun.
That's crazy. No.
I agree. I think it's batshit.
It's batshit crazy. Why would you fly? Why would you jump out of a very good airplane? I don't know.
Some people think it's going to the beach.
Yeah. Okay, Velma, what's your idea of fun?
So I do like cooking. I love cooking for people, and I experiment on my friends, and I still have them, so I must have been doing something okay. All of my cars have thought they were Corvettes. I've avoided most speeding tickets, thankfully, but I love getting in my car, going out on the highway, cranking my music, and car singing. I have been caught car singing. I remember when I was driving into the city, and I remember looking in my mirror, and this guy lane changed behind me, and he's just laughing his head off because I'm going for it. Like, I know all the words, and even if I don't, you have no idea.
What were you singing to?
Jeepers. Well, so I there's one song called "Kiss This." I like that one.
Yep.
Okay, so I need to hire you all to cook here. Oh man, cooking. Oh.
I love cooking, and I've actually my son comes over once a week to my place for dinner, and so it's my when it's just me, I cook for nutrition. When my friends come over, my son come over, then I get a little bit creative. And the last time he came in, he's like, Mom, do you have anything green? Because where he's staying right now, they don't get a lot of he doesn't get a lot of vegetables. And I'm like, yeah, okay. So I get to be nutritious and creative with him. So.
Oh. Well,
Okay.
I don't poison my children often, although there was that one time that I brined the pasta about like 9 or 10 years ago, put too much salt in the pasta. So my kids joke about the one time that I brined the pasta.
Isn't it interesting how kids never forget? They just
Yeah,
keep reminding you.
You cook them 100, 200, 300 meals a year, and they remember the one that you screw up 5, 10 years ago. And I'm like, thanks, guys.
I remember my mother's 29th birthday, and I knew how to count after that, so I always knew how old she was. And she used to say how sorry she was she ever told me what birthday it was.
Yeah.
So, okay.
So what makes you happy, Vicki?
No, flying fast airplanes. That's,
Flying fast airplanes?
Yeah, flying fast airplanes. Yeah. But needlepoint makes me happy, and dogs make me happy, and most of all, my husband makes me happy. But that's my list. And going out for lunch with my friends, that is really fun. So,
yeah.
Except for when they bring 13-month-olds that scream,
Yeah, that definitely requires a bit of wine for everybody.
Oh man.
Yeah, that's a bit rough. I love children. I have 4 of them. And yeah, I would not have brought mine at that age. Yeah. And I understand the whole part where, you lose childcare or something happens. And I would have still stayed home probably.
Well, it was good to see her, and I love her a lot. And she has a darling child. It's just that he screams and runs around in circles, It's like with gooey hands, like, don't touch me. That's a silk blouse. Get away.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I get it. And I mean, it's just, there's so many things that we can find fun and pleasure in. They don't have to be big things, right? It doesn't have to be that trip to Paris. Mm-hmm. I mean, for my family right now, Paris is not happening. I've got 2 in college and 1 in boarding school. And not to mention the state of travel. And,
France has just opened up, but getting home might be a problem.
So. Well, getting there and getting back could be a problem depending on whether the airplane goes or not when it's expected to go.
Something that makes me happy is going out every night and looking at stars. And it's free and it's beautiful. And the Perseid meteor showers are coming up in a few days, albeit the moon is going to be rather strong then. So look now. But I think about this, and I think about the beautiful skies, and if you can get away from the light pollution, it's free and it's beautiful, and that makes me happy. That's fun.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Do you have binoculars that you use to look at stars and stuff?
Oh, I have, but I don't use them. I just lay there and look. And
awesome.
The garden and the flowers and painting and those things are a lot of fun. And not particularly complex. And I enjoy that. So
I'm within walking distance of a river. So my evenings often include going there. This weekend was beautiful. And so I ended up at the river a lot. Find a log, sit on it with my feet in the water, and I listen to my music, and I love it. It's awesome.
What was that noise? It was some woman screaming, "Kiss this," right?
Well, no, when I'm out in public, I only lip sync to it.
There you go.
All right. Yeah. No, I make a point for my own sanity. My husband does drive a Corvette. I don't ride in it with him usually because he drives it like he stole it.
Well, yeah.
That does not bring me pleasure.
Makes sense to me.
Makes sense that he would drive it like he stole it. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what.
Well, I think you ladies are fun, and I am very grateful to be on the other end of this podcast with you and thinking having good friends and having interesting people in our lives makes life a lot more fun. So thank you.
Mhm. Thank you. Yeah. And I mean, it's just this reminder that, there's no glory in going through life without fun, without pleasure, without friends, without finding the fun things, working 24/7 just for the sake of working because you think you have to.
Yeah, I have a friend who doesn't know how to have fun at all. All he knows is how to work.
Mm.
And my husband and I look at him and say, "Come on, buddy. Enough with work. It's time to have some fun. Can't do it. Got to work." And I think that shortens your life.
Well, it messes with your, with your brain, with your psyche too.
Yeah. Yeah.
It messes up your life. There's actually a lot of studies that show, what stress can do to, your body,
Mhm.
in terms of burnout and disease and all kinds of stuff.
I think there are a lot of people, and especially men, at least at my age group, I'm older than you are, where men were raised to work and they weren't supposed to do anything else but work and provide for their families and work some more. And I think that's why my grandfather had his heart attacks in his 50s, and you know what I mean? I think that fun just didn't enter into the equation. It's you have responsibilities. And I think as women, we also have had those responsibilities, and fun was not always part of the vocabulary.
No.
You got things you've got to do and responsibilities. And I think you have to, like you said, determine fun. You have to be intentionally in that mindset, and you have to make that time for yourself.
I think it's really important.
Don't make me cook, y'all. Don't make me cook.
You can come to my house and I'll cook for you.
I can come to her house and I cook.
I'd love that.
Yeah.
So one of the questions at lunch, and I want to ask you this because I thought this was fun. It was the question of if money were no object. So let's just say you won the $1 billion lottery. What is one thing that you would outsource? What would be, and to me, food. Somebody's coming here to cook. And one woman said, "Oh, I want a driver." And I never thought about that. And another woman said, "I want a massage therapist here every morning at 9." And I knew people like that who woke up every day. The massage therapist had a key and let himself in. And that's how they started their day. He flipped the coffee switch on and they had their massages and then off to work they went. I think that's very cool. So what luxury sounds fun to you? I want the Gulfstream and the pilot too. I just thought I'd throw that in.
Yeah, that too. I think I would have, a personal trainer followed by a massage therapist every day. That would be really nice.
Velma?
I was kind of following along the same lines. I've never thought about that question from that perspective, because usually it's, if money was no object, what would you do? Instead of, if money was no object, what would you have done for you? I really like that question.
Yeah. What would you outsource? And I heard a guy say, I'd pay all my bills in advance. And I thought, oh, buddy, you so don't get this. But I think outsourcing, I'm going to outsource cooking. That I like going to the grocery store.
I did that for a bit.
I like that. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I did that for a few years when the kids were little. I find that I actually enjoy cooking.
The closest I came to outsourcing.
I do HelloFresh and I do the meal kits from Fresh Market too regularly. And I find that, I still like to kind of cook.
Well, the fact that it takes the decision making away, I like that. What you're having for dinner. I like.
That gets into the decision fatigue, right? So things that don't bring me joy, having to decide what I'm going to wear every day, y'all, I don't enjoy that. And having to decide what's for dinner, I don't enjoy that either. So I make a meal plan and I use HelloFresh and Fresh Market and meal kits liberally. I love it.
I've never heard the phrase before, but you're absolutely right. Decision fatigue. That is the hallmark of busy women, is decision fatigue. And I never heard it phrased that way, but I found it's just like, don't ask me, what movie do you want to see? I don't care. Pick one. Sometimes it's just very overwhelming. Like,
if you look at,
do I wear the pink one or the blue one? You tell me. Just tell me what I'm wearing, and I find it so, and just to have somebody say, "Oh, wear the blue shirt. It looks good." My husband said, "Wear the blue shirt tonight. Looks great." And I thought, thank you. That is so sweet, because that just helps me, that I don't have to think about this.
Mm-hmm. So, I'm actually getting ready to cull my wardrobe down to a capsule wardrobe.
I've been thinking about that too.
Say more about
I'm
that.
Figuring out. So it's
I
where
live
you
in the
keep
country. I'm retired and I live in the country. I don't know jack about capsules and wardrobes. So
a capsule wardrobe is basically where you keep a minimal number of things in your wardrobe.
So that's just being French.
Not exactly. It's literally like, you have like tops and bottoms that go together. Maybe one or two dresses. Like, I'm getting ready to go, like,
girls,
declutter the crap out of this stuff.
Capsules are what Xanax comes in. Get that straight, okay?
But my Valium's salt lick, darling.
Where does the word capsule have to do with anything with clothes? I can't get clothes in a capsule. You get drugs in a capsule.
That idea of a minimal wardrobe. It eliminates decision fatigue, right?
Yeah.
Because you don't have to decide, what am I wearing today? Here's my tops. Here's my bottoms.
They all mix and match. They're classic.
They all mix and match, and they all work together. And maybe I have a couple of seasons of clothes, but that's it. And
I just had a 30-foot closet built. I don't want any of this decision fatigue. I don't want any capsules in my closet.
Well, yeah, no, I get it.
No.
Yeah, but you don't. You're not working full time doing all these crazy things that I keep doing to myself. And to me, it brings me pleasure to not have to decide some of these silly things in my life. What's for dinner? I don't know. What did HelloFresh deliver this week?
I have been paid for the last quarter century to tell people what to do. Call me. I'll tell you what you're having for dinner. I'll tell you what to put on. I'm good at that. I just don't want to make my own decisions about them. I'll tell you, listen, you look like crap in orange. Wear the pink. I'm good at this.
Right?
That's fun. Telling people what to do. Land here.
Exactly. That's Vicky's version of fun, y'all. If you want to know what to wear, I'll hook you up and you can call her and say, hey, Vicky, what should I wear today? And you can show her your closet and she can tell you what to wear.
Happy to do it. And you know what? Just like when the air traffic controller tells you something you don't want to do, you say unable. And they got to give you plan B. There you go. Or
unable.
Stand by. Stand by. It's like, I'll call you back. I'm too busy to talk to you. Right? So, yeah, absolutely. That service I can provide. You call me and say the blue dress or the pink dress. I will fix you up. That's fun. Mm-hmm. There you go.
There you go. Yeah. No, and I mean, it's just that, figuring out what brings you pleasure. Does choosing clothing bring you pleasure? Yay or nay? Like, does cooking dinner bring you pleasure? Well, apparently cooking is not your thing. So leave the cooking to me and you can choose the clothes.
Wave off. Wave off.
As long as I don't have to wander around naked, I'm good. Because we don't need to share that.
No. Well, you guys are fun. Can we do this next week? Too.
We can do all kinds of crazy things next week. Same bat time, same bat channel.
Same old bat.
Here we go. We'll see y'all later. Take care.
Love you. Night.
Don't be too batty. Bye.